Hi Happy Crafters, I hope you are well. Lovely to see you all. So the reason for this video is to give you a little bit of step-by-step guidance into how to use our amazing brand new fast lane journal making, album making, folio album making, whatever you want to call it. So these albums are brilliant because it just gives that extra special touch to any gift. So if you want to do something above and beyond a card for somebody you absolutely truly love, then these are going to be brilliant. So we've got two options. We've got sort of like your vintage option and then your classic pink floral collection. Now they both have exactly the same die cut pieces, they're just in two different colour waves, so you can buy them both or you can buy them as individually. So pick the colour that you like and love, and pick the colour that you know somebody at home is going to love for that extra special gift. So let me talk you through the kits and then let me do a demonstration on how these build so fast, so quick, but really look eloquent, elegant, and really look like you've spent a lot of time pulling them together. Now you can bring in all of your stash to make these extra special, and I'll show you some finished samples too. So in each kit I have also popped in some red super duper high tack tape to adhere them in place, but you can pull them together with your tape pens, your glue, whatever it may be, it will work with those too. The cool thing about these is when I say it's fast lane journal making, they really are. So don't forget, you can put your photos in here, your memories. If you're doing a seed packet collection, people love to plant seeds. What about tea? If people like flavours of tea and things like that. So let me talk you through the kit. So in each one it is a choice, so you can pick the choice. You may have already picked your choice and are already scanning this QR code to see my happy smiley face talking to you all. So with this particular one it makes 5 albums, okay, and there is a ton of stuff per album. Okay, so you'll see when you get the bulk home, they are already pre-printed with pockets, tags, beautiful imagery as well. This is the vintage one here. So you have page liners, tags, corner pockets, little mini bookmarks which you can punch holes and put ribbon through if you want to. And each album that you make is going to be unique to you. There is no right or wrong way to build these albums, okay? They are pre-die cut, so you just have to pop them out. How cool is that? All you need to do is add the score line. So if you want to score them, but if you have excess of the pages, of course you can use that for your card making as well. Matte and layers on your cards too. So it's just a super cool kit. So it makes 5 complete albums. If you use all of the embellishments, you're going to make a whopping journal, sort of like folio album. But I think you probably won't use all of the pieces in one album. So value for money, it's incredible. So we have our vintage collection and we also have a pretty clean classic white floral collection as well. So again, it will make 5 albums. All you need to do is pop out the pieces. Now, if you are in a community group or church or actually sell your makes, get these out on a table, pop them all through and just be creative. There's no rules. There is literally no rules with this amazing kit. Now once you pop up, let's just move these onto the back and let me just showcase. I am going to make a sample with the vintage one today because I've done a few already with the pink one, but the concept applies across both. They're both exactly the same die cuts, just a different colour theme, okay? So here is my die cut pieces for one of the albums. I just popped them all out. You didn't want to see me popping them all out live on this show. So all of the embellishments, so you have sort of like pockets with recesses in there, tags, toppers, you can utilize them in whatever way you please. Just absolutely beautiful artwork on this particular one, and the same applies for the pink one as well. So we're going to build this together. I might use all my pieces, I might not, but let me show you the general sort of like application of pulling this journal together. Let me show you some samples. So for the vintage one, you can see here this one has been stitched on a sewing machine. You don't have to do that, but it just shows you if you have the ribbons and the time, you really can make this extra special. And then what about just a ribbon closure on a general one? Now you can see both albums look so different. That's because all of the elements have just been stuck together in a different way. So you choose your way, you be creative and just have some fun. So let's have a look at this one. So this one is quite a long one. So isn't it wonderful to have a kit where you don't have to measure, you don't have to worry about inches or centimetre increments or millimetre increments. It's built for you and they go in so many different ways. You can put your corner pockets wherever you please. You can do your opening pockets inside opening pockets, one inside the other should you wish. And this is a great introductory into stepping above and beyond your card making as well. So maybe just playing around with some die cut pieces and building them as a memory maker or a memory album is going to encourage you then to make gifts that mean a little bit more than just a handmade card. So that's one example there. Let's have a look at this one as well. This one's got a ribbon closure too. So if you've got embellishments, metal embellishments, photographs of the family, this would make a great Christmas one too. So this one extends again to the 4 pages, but again, all different. So you have your pockets at the bottom, you have an opening here, and the design team have popped a pocket at the bottom here. They've added some lovely textures to the bookmarks to embellish it even further. And then moving to the side here, have extra embellishments as well. So you really can be creative with this pre-cut journal album making kit. Remember, 2 choices, you've got the vintage or the pink. Maybe you've bought both. Well, that is super duper exciting. So that's that one, and let me just show you some samples for the pink one too, because the pink one is equally as beautiful. So what about a nice button closure? This one's sewn as well. Of course, you don't have to sew. But again, all different ways to utilise all of the elements within. Pockets, tags. You could write stamp positive quotes on the back of these as well, just to be a sort of like there as a friend, sending you a virtual hug, thinking about you. Maybe you've got a photo together and you just want to put a photo on one of the pages and then embellish the rest. Of course, you can do that too. So you have your pink one there. That one is sewn. Let's have a look at one that isn't. So this one's set up a little bit different. The pages have just been constructed different. So I've got a page in the middle here. Open flaps here. How cool. And it's wonderful because no 2 albums are really going to be the same unless you want them to be. So we have that one. And because all of the embellishments are not used in the one, check this out. You can use the pages to make notebooks, all of the overstock as well. What about a nice little handmade card with a belly band? Take a look here. Attach a gift or a sentiment here. So all of the excess, because I've given you above and beyond for one album, lots of extra die cuts, lots of extra pockets and things like that. And then we have this one here as well. And this one has the vellum closure with the pattern paper die cut through. So really all of the embellishments go above and beyond the generic 5 albums. So value for money, it's incredible. I'm so excited to see what you all do with these. Don't forget to share them on social media too, because that would be awesome. So for speed, I'm going to make this album my own way. I've just got a tape runner for speed here. You can use your glue, but you do get that red liner tape in there just in case you don't have any adhesive and need to get cracked straight on. Okay, so I have my score tool here. So let's have some fun. So let's decide what we're going to do for our album. Now I did, like I say, popped all the pieces out there's no way you can possibly use them all unless you want to just play around all day and every day. Of course you can do that, but really you can just decide. So I'm going to go with this one for my front cover, and I've got like a spine here, so I'm going to score it on the spine. Now I didn't put score lines in the product because I felt like if you didn't want to use it as an album and wanted to use it as a topper, then I haven't put you in a box by adding score lines. So just put it in your scoreboard, add the score lines. So this is going to be sort of like the start of our album, so you can see the score lines probably just in there. There we go, just in there. So I'm just going to fold it on there, and this is where it all begins. Don't blame me when you're hooked. Don't blame me when you're hooked. I will get you all little mini album makers at some point. So already I have the start of what looks like this, and it has that lovely deep sort of like spine there. So if you are wanting to bulk the journal out with gifts, maybe you want to put a little gift inside, a little chain or a necklace, then you've got the bulk to do that too. Now let's have a look what else we've got. So I also have this lovely page system which folds shut, and I'll show you that actually in this album. Is it in this one? Here we go. So this is where you can create this sort of like closure. So if you have magnets, you could magnetize it closed if you have magnets in your stash. But this is where this sort of like comes into its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the lines. The lines are quite dark so you can see them. And we'll score on those lines. Now if you want to sort of like make it distressed, you could get your inks out and do inks around the edges as well, and really go to town making it vintage, oldie worldy. So then just fold on the score line here. The quality is such, it won't crack. It's beautiful. It smells yummy, yummy, yummy. You know our paper's so delicious. And again, it's got no shine. It's matte, which means you can paint it, you can add watercolours, add your inks, your distress inks. It takes texture paste really well. So if you've got your sparkle paste and your stencils and you want to sparkle one side of the page, it will carry it really well. The quality is incredible. I work so hard on the quality of our paper because we use it in lots of different ways. So already now, let's just shuffle our bits over there. Look, so I could put my page here, wherever I want, but we need to sort of like jazz it up, don't we? So let's just move that out of the way. What else have we got in our kit? So we've got this piece here, which has a score line. Now, because the score lines are there, it doesn't mean you have to use them. Use them in your own way. But there is a score line there, and there is a score line there. So let's go ahead and use those. So I'm keeping it as basic as I can, with what it pops out the kit like, but probably after you've done it once in your sort of following this tutorial, maybe you will then fly with the rest of the 4 albums, and you'll add your own unique spin and your own unique take to each one. Great for Christmas jumper photos too. So I've got a nice little hinge there, and then we've got a fold out page here. So we have a little album cover. If I put this in here and glue this in here, I don't like to glue straight away because I like to keep my options open. So you can see here, so we have a fold out page. So we have an album that sort of, when I glue that there, would fold out. So exciting. I never get bored, and no 2 albums are going to be the same, like I've said. So let's see what else we can do. Have we got any more we could pop in? Let's have a look. So we need sort of a flap closure. Now you do have lots of flap closure. I like the bird. And then you've got a plain spot as well. So you have options. So let's do, I like the bird. So I'm going to go with the bird. Now everything that you see me doing with this album applies to the pink one as well. There's no different, the only difference is the colour. So I'm just going to score this on those score lines. And it's just so nice to just follow a line to score and not have to measure or try and get these shapes by myself is incredibly tough. That's why I've made this. I'm a great problem solver, so I'm told, so you all tell me. I like to problem solve, and I think a lot of album making, memory making, album making and journaling is not attempted by crafters because of the fear of the measurements, waste and getting it wrong. So I've totally taken that fear factor out of it. I don't want your craft to be harboured to just card making just because the measuring is overwhelming. Pop the pieces out. How cool is that? Just pop the pieces out. Woohoo! We love it, right? So I'm going to probably stick my little hinge on here like so, and then I'll have my lovely bird closure here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the tape, just my tape, but for you at home, make sure you use either the red liner that's included in the kit or glue. or both, even if you want it to be extra special, both, okay? You don't want it to drop to bits, not when you've spent a bit of time pulling it all together. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the hinge and I'm just going to line it up with the edge of my card there. It's perfect. There is no worrying about, is it going to be the right size? Of course it's going to be the right size. Of course it's going to be the right size. So now we have our wonderful flap on the edge. So let's glue this one in here too. So let's just give that a nice score. Oops, a daisy, let's just get another one. And then we'll adhere this one to this here. I think once you've done one, you will be super duper fast. Super duper fast. I think it takes about half an hour to pull a little album together. Half an hour. Listen, that's how long we take to make cards, isn't it? By the time we've picked the colour, the theme, what stamp are we using, what are we colouring, you know, I think cards could even take a lot longer. So now you can see we have, so let's have a look at the back. So look at that, so pretty, right? So pretty. So you can see it's sort of like folding in. We already have the base of our album. So let's just move this out of the way. So let's make it pretty, guys. Let's make it pretty. So we have lots of mats and layers. So these fit beautifully within your apertures, so you can quickly pull the backgrounds together. Let's just do a little bit of placement first. Let's not get giddy kippers. Let's just see what it could potentially look like. So we've got some sort of, look at that already. I mean, isn't that incredible? You've just seen me just randomly pop those pieces in there. Now, please know that our products, when we bring them to you on HSN and in the UK, have that QR code. Now, when you scan that QR code, there won't always be a demo. I don't have enough hours in the day to do demos for every single item that I launch. However, please do scan the QR code, because we have something that's called an inspiration bubble, which means you can scan the QR code, and if there's nothing there, it will throw like a bubble at you, and you just type in there, please could I have some inspiration on, and then what product it is. And then when I do my Monday night lives to do demonstrations on products that you've all purchased, I can either do a live demo with you talking to you all, or I could do one pre-recorded like I am doing today. So like I say, the QR codes are amazing, and probably 80% of our products do have items and tutorials attached, whether it be a step-by-step or whether it be a video one like I'm doing now. But if it doesn't, you can always ask. We strive to be creative for you all and encourage you all to play with your craft. It's not always possible, but I am where I am today through creativity and inspiration, so that will never change. So let's get our other pieces. So we have pockets, which could be a page. Let's have a look at some of the pieces. Got another flap there. So if I wanted to do a 2 flap closure, I could do 2 if I wanted to. We have little bookmark minis. They are white on the back, and purposely white on the back so you can stamp quotes and sentiments. We have pockets that have got the lovely birds on there, but I want to do a little bit of interactivity on here just to show you how super duper easy it is. So which ones do we want to do? So some of them are score, some of them have score lines in. If you don't want to score it, don't score it, just use it as a pocket. But here you can see we've got some corner pockets too. Lovely long bookmarks. Now this one with the tiger on has a score line here. See there? So there should be 2 of those, which there is. Look, we have 2. Like so. And what that will do is it will give you this type of pocket. So if you wanted to do a button with some twine as well, that would look awesome. I am going to actually do that one because I feel like the interaction is what sort of like brings these together quite quickly. So I need to score on these 2 lines. I'm just using my, you might have a scoreboard, whatever works for you at home. And don't cut it though. So I just want to score it lightly. So now I'll have my score at the top, like so. And then one at the bottom. And then we can build this into one of the pages also. So I'm just going to pull this down. So we could do it on this one. So it would go under here, like so. That was pretty, doesn't it? Shall we go ahead with that one? So I'm going to take that page out and I'm going to stick these to the back of this page. And again, because everything measures beautifully, I don't have to worry. Have I cut it wrong? No, you haven't. It's beautiful. Look at that. And then one on the bottom here. So now we have our lovely interactive page, if we want to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on the back of here. In fact, I'll use glue for this one because it's a big surface. And we'll pop this inside our first page of our album. So let's move all of these bits and pieces because for now. And you get a nice matten layer all the way around. And I have a nice interactive page. Woohoo! Love it, love it, love it. Right, okay, so let's bring in our other interactive page, which is this one. So let's just move those pieces. So this interactive page could go here. So it wouldn't matter if I put the interactive page here, here, here or here. You can put your pages where you want. Be happy in your craft, guys. Put it where you want. There's no rules. Nobody's going to come and bite you and say, hey, you're sticking that in the wrong place. We don't do that, right? We do what makes us happy. So I'm just going to take this one. Now what you will find is this is white inside. You're like, oh, it should have been double-sided. Well, it could have been double-sided, but I wanted white elements for you to be able to use stamps and sort of like positive quotes. So what I've done is I've also popped in the piece in here, look, which fits beautifully on the side. So it looks like it is double-sided if you want to, but you could use that for another album. It depends. It depends what you want to do. If you're a little bit tight as a crafter and trying to maximise what you get out of it, then... Or another way that you could do it is I'm going to glue this in here. So I'm going to turn these inward. So it's nice and coloured on the inside. And then we could use our pattern on the outside. So you have options. I don't know what you're going to do as a crafter. I just love the fact that we're not putting you in a box and you can do as you please. So I'll make sure my music isn't upside down. There we go. So let's pop this in. We'll have our nice pretty foldable doors in here. Nice, very nice. So then what I am going to do is I am going to use the decorative elements to cover the doors, tidy those up a little bit. Now if you use your distress ink around, you can do whatever you want. I hope everyone's enjoyed the shows in the UK for these and on HSN. Thank you so much if you did purchase them and maybe this is the first time you've ever invested in my brand. If it is, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're growing so fast. I really do appreciate it, so thank you. So there we go. So that's one page decorated on the front, which is nice. And then we'll do the other page. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So much to go at. So we've got these 2 pages. So what could we do for these? We need to obviously cover the white. So this is nice. Make sure it's not upside down. So I think I'm going to put that here. So many pages, guys. What? So I'm going to put that there. If you have a trip, it's got maps on here as well. It's got music. So if you've got anybody who's into music or maps and things like that, you could absolutely do a keepsake for those. Like tickets if you've been traveling, memories. So that's that one in there. So we've got that one, this one, and this one. And then we now need to do this one. I think we'll just keep this one plain, shall we? Or should we do this in a nice pattern? Now I'm going to do this plain because I'm going to put some pockets on this one. And I'll show you how the pockets quite easily apply. Now, gosh, options. I love the birds. So a good way to sort of like enhance an album is to sort of like stack the deck of pockets. So you can do like one really high, like that. Then you could do a corner further down. So you've got like 1, 2, 3, and then you could do, I wouldn't want to cover that bird, but that's a tag. Too nice to even use, so maybe do a plain one like so, then a stripe, or maybe the stripe at the top because that's obviously a smaller pocket, which is okay, then that, and then so you've got like a stack of 3. So if you move that right up, you get the idea. Shall we pull that together? Let's just see what else we've got going on. They're just too nice to use, guys. And then you have more decorative pages above and beyond what you need. So let's get got another bird. Shall we put a bird in here? So let's pop a bird pocket in here. So with the pockets, what I do is you could use your red liner tape that's in the kit, but I do left, bottom and side. So I've got a nice little pocket inside those closing doors. Should we put that? That matches, doesn't it? Shall we do that? They quickly come together. So quick. Nice little stripy one on here. And those ones that I just showed you, you know, for pockets, of course you could use it as a pocket, of course it fits, but they're actually to cover the white on here. So if you want to not see any white, they cover the white on the flap as well. So if you don't mind the white, maybe you're going to put a sentiment or something on there, then of course you're going to get more pockets, but I mean, I'm not too precious, it's white. I don't think it really matters. I'm going to put this nice I'm going to do a double stack, I think, there. So I'll put this one first. Stick in there. So that's one pocket, and then our lovely toucan pocket at the bottom. And then this is where you can absolutely, like if you've got brads and beads and sequins and ribbons, and you could brad them together. You could absolutely do a double closure on here as well. So let's get some items in the pockets. Now, look at that. See how quickly it comes together? Pocket like embellishments to decorate the pockets too. I haven't used all the pieces either, guys. That would go on there if you wanted it to. And then one on the bottom. We've got more pockets. So let's just pull out these for now. And because we've got those extra embellishments, guys, what we could do, look at that. I'm telling you, if you're wanting to create something extra special without the mental burn of measurements and having everything pre-cut and fast lane making, this is going to be brilliant for you. Absolutely brilliant. We're hoping to do a Christmas one as well. So, but because we've got extra embellishments and pockets, we could of course add an extra pocket to the back, like so. So let's do that. So if you've got some magnets, some Velcro closures, some hook and eyes, ribbon, you've seen the ribbon on the sample here. And you could put all of the little extra embellishments in there. Pop a little bird embellishment on there. So there you absolutely have it, guys. Our own little keepsake album in what, 20 minutes, 22 minutes. How cool is that? So get your ribbons out, get your elastic out, you know, adhere them all close, make that extra special piece. So this is mine, could put a nice button on there, but here are some that have been distressed and have been created by our lovely design team. And you can see they've all been placed differently. The one that folds in's got a pocket on here. That has a ribbon closure. This one has the lovely gold, and this one is totally stitched. So if you have more time and want to be a bit more creative, distressed inks around the edges. So there we go. Album making made easy. And I still have these pieces left, so these could be utilised for cards and things like that. And then just to quickly show you the pink one as well, so one that has been stitched. With all of, you can see the embellishments are the same, the close your doors, your flap windows. It's just down to you how you, and of course if you are a little bit more advanced, you could add extra pages as well. Maybe use the die cut as a template, draw around it with your pencil and cut it with your scissors and make extra templates, stretch your supplies. But the kit makes 5 complete albums with extra embellishments to go above and beyond to really be creative with your craft. Super affordable, brilliant. We love affordability, we love quality, and we love to give you inspiration, and today is no different. I hope you've enjoyed that little quick tutorial of how to put these pieces together, but please do know there is no right and wrong way. You do you. If you are happy in your craft, that is all that matters. And I can't wait to see the smile on your face when you've made something that you wouldn't normally make. If you've enjoyed the shows, if you've enjoyed the products, please leave those reviews, and please reach out if you need any further assistance. Have a great day, guys. Take care. Bye.